More of Thabo Bester's delayed tactics. Masuku now leads the ANC in Johannesburg, and corruption-accused Dumsani Khamulo has been allowed back to work. Hello there, I'm Sifiso Zulu.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Convicted murderer and rapist Thabo Bester wants access to former Justice Minister Ronald Lamola's phone records. Bester was back at the Free State High Court with his 5 co-accused for his prison escape case at the Mangaung Correctional Centre in 2022. Bester and his accomplice Nandi Pamakutumana were arrested while on the run in Tanzania. His lawyers have also announced that they want documents from President Cyril Ramaphosa without explaining the nature of their request.
That will include some documents that are in possession of the President of the Republic of South Africa. That will include the phone records of some of the politicians.
The ANC in Johannesburg has voted for Masuku to be the party's next leader in the city, removing Dada Murero from the top position. Masuku could potentially be the Metro's mayoral candidate heading to next year's local government elections. The ANC Greater Johannesburg held a 3-day elective conference in Sandton. Alfara Mushwana was there.
The ANC in Johannesburg has now concluded its 3-day regional elective conference, and part of the discussions were the election of a new regional leader. So Masuku has been elected as the new chairperson of the ANC in Johannesburg, defeating Dada Murero, who previously served in this position between 2022 and 2025. Now Masuku makes history, and she's now the very first woman to serve as the chairperson of the ANC in Johannesburg. She says that she hopes that in the future there's going to be more women who are put in such massive and big positions within the ANC. You might be wondering, will she now become the next mayor of the city of Johannesburg? Well, the national leaders of the ANC will decide whether or not Masuku needs to be the mayor of Johannesburg. For now, Dada Murero will remain the mayor. For Eyewitness News, I'm Alfara Mushwana, Johannesburg.
Corruption-accused crime intelligence boss Dumsani Khamulo has been cleared to return to work following the relaxation of his bail conditions. The High Court in Pretoria granted Khamulo, along with 2 other senior officers, Nozipho Madondo and Maperemi Salikalakala, permission to enter any crime intelligence office. The trio were accused of hiring an unqualified person to a senior position within crime intelligence.
The charges against crime intelligence boss Dumsani Khamulo and his co-accused relate to the hiring of 30-year-old Dineo Mukwili to a senior position within the division. The state alleges Mukwili's hiring and the conferring of the brigadier title was irregular, as she had no prior policing experience. Khamulo recently addressed this when he appeared at the Madlanga Commission, saying Mukwili was poached from BMW and is qualified in mechatronics, a highly specialized skill that was needed in crime intelligence.
She was a supervisor of technicians that are doing mechanical and electronic work in the manufacturing part of the car.
So do you say that she met the advertised requirements?
According to us as the panel that recommended her as candidate number 1, she did.
During the court's proceedings of the relaxation of his bail conditions, Khamulo submitted documents showing he has been cleared of any wrongdoing in an internal SAPS probe. Thabiso Koba, Eyewitness News.
Suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu says his decision to issue an instruction to disband the Political Killings Task Team was fueled by several complaints against the unit. Mchunu says the complaints were presented to him by 8 whistleblowers within the police service, human rights activist Mary de Haas and former SAPS employee turned whistleblower Patricia Mashale. Testifying before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, Mchunu claims the internal complaints relate to the concerns over SAPS losing control over managing the PKTT.
That category of complainants, if I could refer to them as such, indicated to me clearly that there are certain things that we are losing in terms of control and management. But it also refers to alleged abuses of human rights.
The Public Investment Corporation has defended pumping taxpayers' money into a bankrupt poultry farm, saying it had been poorly managed and has the potential to save jobs. The country's largest asset manager received a grilling from upset members of Parliament's Standing Committee on Finance over recent questionable transactions and alleged corrupt employee conduct. Daybreak Foods has been flagged by the Auditor General for financial irregularities and governance failures, prompting MPs to probe whether public funds are being squandered on a failing enterprise.
PIC CEO Patrick Dumsani says he's confident the PIC will be able to recover the more than R1 billion it's invested in the Daybreak poultry farm. He says the business rescue is on the hunt for a strategic equity partner and offers are expected by next week. Dumsani says the PIC has extended an additional R300 million to the company to allow 500 employees working in breeding and hatchery to retain their jobs.
And we are hoping that it will never take us back to its past and rather focus on becoming a sustainable and optimally run with optimal levels of governance.
Dumsani believes Daybreak Foods has the ability to fill the gap in the country's poultry market and that between 1,300 and 1,500 employees can be re-employed pending the reopening of the Delmas abattoir. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
Deputy Defence Minister Bantu Olomisa has voiced his frustrations at being sidelined by the Army generals regarding the state of the country's defence force deployment to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Olomisa, along with members of the Joint Defence Committee, also criticised the South African National Defence Force generals for poor preparation ahead of their presentation at a meeting. The Joint Committee was discussing an SANDF report on the state of preparedness for any future peacekeeping deployments in the DRC. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump and the leaders of Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed a peace deal in Washington as fighting continues in eastern DRC. The US has also signed deals on critical minerals within the two countries during the meeting with Rwanda's Paul Kagame and the DRC's Felix Tshisekedi. Thousands of Congolese have been killed in fighting between Rwanda-backed M23 group and the military, and many more have fled their homes in the east.
I think they've spent a lot of time killing each other, and now they're going to spend a lot of time hugging, holding hands, and taking advantage of the United States of America economically like every other country does. So they're going to do very well. But they do have some very valuable things. They're going to have a lot of money and a lot of success. And I think they're going to get along really well. So I hope so. Thank you very much.
That's it from us. Thank you for watching. For more, you can go to the EWN app or the Prime Media Plus app.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.